How do you think Isaac has kind of come along since coming back from that Bahamas trip?
Well, he's been tremendous, really, for the year, and that's something that, not playing for about 16 months is not easy. His last game leading into our opener was his last game of his high school career. So, yes, he practiced with us all year. He was tremendous all year. He's just a great person. He's one of the first to get here. He's one of the last to leave. He works on his game every night. You're going to see in Isaac somebody just keeps getting better and better because he puts the work into it. And as he gets more comfortable of just playing college basketball and playing at this level, I think Norman and Bryce take a lot of pressure off of him. He's going to do a really good job of taking pressure off of them. And because just like in the UAB game, you focus on Bryce, Norman, he hurts you. And I think that's why those three guards complement each other very, very well. And I think you're going to see more out of Isaac, too, as far as not just handling the ball, but being more aggressive. We got to get to him the line. He and Bryce are our best foul shooters, and Isaac's not getting to the line. We got to get him to the line more because he can really shoot the foul shot, and that'll hopefully help our foul shooting numbers go up as well.
When he left UTEP, how did you guys kind of get into contact? How did that all come together?
Oh, I have no idea. Now trying to look back at that summer, there was a lot going on that summer. So I just know that they got a hold of us. You get to the releases and all those type of things, and he and the family show up on campus, and we got to know them. They got to know us, and this is something that he really wanted to do. He wanted to stay close to home, and I think he started building a relationship with our coaching staff that he really liked through the process, and it's been really good ever since. You'd coach 20 kids like that. He's a tremendous individual. He's fun to coach. He's a low-maintenance kid, and that's what you like in coaching.
In an ideal situation, if you guys had more backcourt depth, more bodies even, would it be ideal if he could come off the bench given all that time that he had off?
No,
or is that...
it's ideal for him right now with what he's doing, and regardless of what our depth would or wouldn't have looked like, I think the three guards that are starting, those are the three guards that were in mind in early summer. Those are the guys that we've been around. They know the system extremely well, and we were very confident and still are very confident in those three guards. So it's the depth of not having that bench depth, and that's why I think Noah feels a lot of pressure, and we're trying to ease that pressure from him. And I thought he was a lot better in the last game. It's not about scoring. It's, do you do the other things? You had 3 assists, no turnovers. Can you rebound? Can you defend? Those are the things that we need for him to come in. It's not the scoring. Everybody will put a lot of onus on bench scoring. It's not scoring. We got 5 guys in double figures. They're all in the starting lineup. It's, can that bench defend? Can that bench come with energy and enthusiasm and really try to help us at the defensive end, create some rest, 1, for the starters, but 2, keep moving us forward with the kind of intensity and energy we want to play with. And if scoring happens, that's a benefit, but it's really defending and getting rebounds and not turning the ball over. Those are the things that we really want the bench to really relax and do.
So that pressure that you mentioned Noah is feeling, is that pressure to score when he doesn't really need to add that much?
Well, he's a scorer by nature. He does such a great job. We were talking about it yesterday about in October being on the gold team. He kind of was like Isaac last year. Isaac was constantly just giving the blue team fits because he would score every day in practice. And early in the season, that was Noah on the gold team. And so now, maybe we just need to redefine his role a little bit more. He's a big guard. He's 6'5", he's strong, he's aggressive. And we've tried to ease the pressure from him. It's not about scoring for you. That's just the icing on the cake. That's a benefit to you, to the team. It's defend. Be a big guard that can defend, because we need that, because we'll move Kavan back there a little bit. But that's what Norman gives us. Norman gives us that big guard to defend, and I think Noah can provide us a really good role off the bench, defensively, rebound-wise, taking care of the basketball, and hopefully that'll ease a little bit of the pressure of not worrying so much about shooting or scoring.
From what you've seen the last few games, is there something you need to do to try and make sure your guards stay out of foul trouble?
Well, that's a hard one. We mix defenses. That's part of the reason why we go back from man to zone. We get in foul trouble. You see us go zone a little bit, or if we got to play guys extended minutes, we'll throw some zone out there just so we're not chasing cutters all over the court. That's one of the reasons why we mix it up. But we've at least the good part about what's happened in the non-conference, not a ton of close games, as was mentioned last week, I think. but we've had some different scenarios. Oklahoma game, we lose Norman with 4 fouls. Same thing happens to Norman in the San Diego game. Very dangerous. He picks up his 4th with a lot of time left in the game, even more so than what was at Oklahoma. And I thought our guys adjusted to it much better in the San Diego game than they did the Oklahoma game. So there was growth in learning how to do that. Isaac in the first half gets 2 fouls in 3.5 minutes. He may not do that the rest of his career, but we have to learn to deal with that. Kavan playing some big guard, Noah coming in, and like I mentioned, Noah, I thought did a really good job in his 15 minutes. He had 3 assists, no turnovers. He didn't hurt us. He did the things that we needed him to do, and so we learned to do those things. It's not what we want to do, but during the course of the season, obviously you're going to have some things happen to where you got to deal with foul trouble, and I think we've tried to deal with it the best we can, and hopefully the first 9-10 games as we deal with all that, that's going to help us moving forward with confidence, if anything, with the guys that have to fill in.
It seems like your work on the glass has been probably the most consistent of anything. Is that something you feel like is going to get tested here in the next few weeks with the stretch coming up?
We've always, for whatever reason, in coaching and things, I've always had really good rebounding teams. One, I think we emphasize it an awful lot because it's a big part of your offense and your defense. But we had a lot of concerns coming in because you're losing a guy like Kyle Anderson. You're losing the Ware twins. You got 2 guys 6'10", and so now Tony's put into a new role. What's his rebound numbers going to be? You've got a freshman in Thomas Welsh and a freshman in Kevon Looney. What kind of rebounding numbers are they going to be able to put up? And the numbers they're putting up are really good. So we haven't lost much in that area, and that's a positive. And we've out-rebounded just about every opponent, and so that's encouraging. There's still a lot of things defensively we've got to tighten up. I think we get a little bit lax, especially if we're ahead by 8, 9, 10 points, and that gets dangerous because with the 3-point line and the 35-second clock, things change very quickly. So we've got to get tougher. We're not near tough enough at the defensive end. Offensively, we got to continue to screen. That's something that's been an emphasis for us, is really looking at our screening. But rebounding so far has been a big positive for us.
Do you see the same sort of instinctual rebounding from Kevon that you saw in Kyle, or is it kind of a different?
Yeah, they're very similar in that they're really long. Kyle was 6'8" with almost 6'9" with a 7'2", 7'3" wingspan, and Kevon's probably 6'9", almost 6'10", maybe an inch bigger than Kyle was, with even maybe a longer wingspan. But they rebound the same. They'll tip until they can get it. They're not guys that Kevon maybe goes at it a little bit harder than what Kyle could do it, but Kyle was so good about he could just tip it, and he had this knack of rebounding. I would call it rebounding out of his area. He could rebound it out of anybody's area just by tipping it and go getting it. Kevon's usually a little bit closer to the basket, but Kevon gets it done. He's relentless. He's free throw block out. He's he laughs with the team because yesterday he was giving Tony a hard time because he's like, see, you tried stealing one of my rebounds and then you throw it right to their best player for a jump shot. So he has fun. He has fun with the guys of knowing that, rebounding is his gig. And we had a game the other night at home where Bryce got one of the final rebounds, and he and Bryce are laughing, because Kevon's like, yeah, little fella, I'll let you get one. But don't be thinking you're going to do that a lot, because he takes a lot of pride in it. There's probably nothing more about his game he takes a lot of pride in is the rebounding. If you ask him, how much he's scoring, he probably doesn't know. You ask him how many times we've been out rebounded this year, he's going to answer you right away. It's a very important part of what he believes is important to his game.
Cool.
Okay.